I'm Ramona, and welcome to Ramona Interviews. And with me in the chair today, he's gracing us yet again, because he was on a couple years ago, is Rep. John Fresolo. Welcome back.
Thank you, Ramona. Appreciate it.
I was surprised to find out that we had, and we may have more than one, but that we had an elementary school in the city of Worcester that did not have a library. Mm-hmm. How did you first get involved in that? And, you know, obviously the spectacular outcome, which is just the beginning, which I know that you're going to fill us in on.
Right. Well, it's Union Hill School, which is in the Union Hill district of Worcester. I had found out about Union Hill. Prior to, though, I was just sitting at home one night and watching TV, and I saw on a commercial that the Target stores, the department store Target, has a program that they offer to Title I schools here in the Commonwealth of Mass, that they will go in and invest $5,000 worth of reading books and material for their libraries at Title I schools.
What's a Title I school?
Title I schools are those schools that have been deemed, again, by the state that need to improve on test scores. They're not underperforming, but they're at a level where they needs improvement on. And
Target has this initiative on its own. On its own, yeah. This didn't come from any kind of anybody doing anything. It's just Target's just decided to use their money for communities in this way.
Right, community involvement that they want to give back to the community.
Yeah,
so
nice way to do it.
Absolutely. So I'm watching it, and I think of my district, not Union Hill in particular, but schools in my district. So I did contact Target, asked them if they would be interested in the city of Worcester. They said yes. In doing that, we find out that Union Hill did not even have a library the last few years.
That's amazing.
For at least a decade. So having said that, I get back in touch with Target and tell them that
yes, we'd love to take your
we'd love to have you come into Worcester and go to Union Hill School, but there's a slight problem. There is no library at Union Hill. But then talking to Target, them listening to the facts that now it's an underperforming school, they said, let's talk about it, we'll get back to you. So they did, and in turn they came back with even better news, that they would double the investment. The other infusion of dollars would go toward creating the library. Part of it all is that it's the first in many schools that Target will now be in cooperation with the Worcester Public Schools with from this point on. Each year they announce they will renovate or infuse books into a library. And
these are only elementary schools, or do they do high schools?
No, it's just K through 6, yeah, elementary. K through 6. The elementary schools in Worcester, which we probably have 2 or 3 dozen. Yeah. So, it's a good program. Again, we say thank you to Target, and couldn't say enough about the way they went in there, and just shows the community spirit and commitment that the workers of Target, who came in on their own time, and did
what needed to be done.
Wore their their dirty clothes, got in there, and really had to take a room that needed great improvement, and you saw it firsthand. I know. I mean,
the floor was beautiful.
I was impressed. Yeah.
The floor had a beautiful sheen to it. You could see, and a lot of work, a lot of imagination went into the walls and the paintings and the coordination. It really, really looked nice. And just coming in there as a child, and I like the idea that it was kind of on that, what I call the first floor. It may not actually be the first floor of that school, but
it is the first, yeah.
You know, you come in and there's your coats, and boom.
Yeah.
You know, you got the bathroom. Library. You know what I mean? So on your way to the bathroom, which every child goes to, bingo. You know, there's something happening there. And I noticed that they also had computers in that room too, which is another great way to integrate learning, because you can't ignore the computer. It's not going to go away, but they can work side by side, which I think is really nice. And it's actually a very pretty room. The windows are very large, and it looks like it gets sunshine and things like that. So it seems like it's a very safe place to read. And they had that kind of reading corner, which I also liked when one of the students was reading to the younger kids with the bean bags, which I think was really, really nice.
Which was all donated from Target, so that was great. And like you say, it's a nice bright room at the corner of the old building up at Union Hill. And the the curtains that they put up. I mean, they were fantastic. And you know, there never were curtains there before. Always blinds in the school building. So they had to get up on, I would say, at least a 10-foot ladder, because those windows are tall and those ceilings are high, and put up curtain rods, and you know, a lot of effort went in. And I hope the children appreciate it, and I hope the parents appreciate it of Union Hill School as well, because they need to get involved. They need to know that, you know, not only government has infused, you know, dollars there, but a local department store taking an interest in, you know, our children today, and putting in that commitment, that need, filling it, as you said, you know, the need for them to be able to take a book home. Make sure if they take the book home, they read it, bring it back, so that, you know, in years to come, right down the line,
they'll be going to the Worcester Public Library to do the exact same thing.
Right.
And their college library, and then they'll have that fondness of reading and imagination. And, you know,
and it's a domino effect. Yeah, it's a domino effect as far as, you know, as what you said, as they grow older. And then the kids that come into the school years after them will have the same type of opportunity to take a book home. So that's what we were hoping would, you know, take effect.
Now, how long did it take to get it all done, from the meeting to the hour? I bet you it didn't take a long time.
No, it was a couple months, just a couple months. That's because it was summertime. No, and you know, they
came in the summer and did it.
Yes,
obviously, so they would be ready for September.
Right, while the kids were gone, and I think they did it in 2 days.
So they did the work in 2 days, and it just took a couple of months to. That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that like a community like really working? It didn't like drag out for 6 months to get everything done. You kind of, everybody was online and just knew what their deadline was and came in and did it. That's fabulous.
And you know, they have a track record of doing that in other school systems. So, they have it down pat. My thanks to Dina Fisher, who led the charge, who is their community involvement director. And Dina came out, led the group, and she also spoke at the press conference, and, you know, expressed Target's interest in trying to help with, you know, reading in an early age level, hopefully inspiring them to go on, because absolutely reading is essential. It's good for vocabulary, it's good for retention.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
and it's also a safe and comfortable escape.
Right.
The greatest joy is to have your child look at a book, come to you, not know the word, and say, what's this word mean?
Right.
I mean, to me, that's like the most phenomenal thing in the world.
I agree. That is.
You know what I mean? It's great. Like, they want to know, what's this word? I mean, that's hitting the home run.
Right.
You know, you could do it in sports where you're using your whole body and your mind and your focus, or you could do it in your mind. You know, wherever you are, bring it with you. And I think that that's just so wonderful. What a great, I'm sure they're extremely appreciative.
Oh,
the more
I think
they use it, I think they will be. So we want to definitely give a big thumbs up to Target.
Yes, absolutely.
For doing a great job.
Thanks so much. Right.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
I am Ramona, and you've been watching Ramona Interviews.